We're going home. This is the segment 4 of Business Morning. But then let's look at a couple of stories that we've had on our radar. International oil benchmark Brent crude extending gains during the last trading session to almost a 2-month high as shrinking oil inventories pointed to an increasingly tight global market. Earlier, someone on Twitter tweeted to us saying that there are concerns because revenues from oil could be constrained for Nigeria, given the fact that India in the news today is said to be dropping its sentiment for Nigerian oil and rather going now for the U.S. crude oil. How the policymakers will mitigate these and see how they can return to negotiation with the Indian markets is something that investors will now be watching. But then again, yesterday the stock markets plunged some 3.46%, leaving the all-share index at 32,292.79. Finally, the equity market capitalization also dropped to 11.78 trillion naira. We got a trader, a major trader from the floor now. That's Mr. Andesaku, who is a trader with Capital Care Securities. Good morning again, sir.
Good morning, Temple.
So thanks for coming through. But then give us a sense of what we have right now in the market after the tail spinning that we saw yesterday in the equity side of things.
Yeah, I mean, the market today, I think, has woken up from the slumber. Yesterday's hemorrhage was excessive, and I think a record high, even though in the negative, in at least 2 years. So, as we speak, the market is uptick, even though marginally. I don't expect that kind of bath we had yesterday. That was indeed in some sense, a baptism of fire. I don't always have that happening in any case. So we're looking forward to some level of positivity today, and in the hope that, you know, the market will get some level of recovery.
So you are positive that we will be up from the 16-month low that we hit yesterday. What would be the right peaks to help us sustain this level of momentum that we're having this morning?
Temple, I can tell you the market uptick trends is pervasive. Across sectors, there is no limitation as to what you can pick. The question is whether you are prepared and willing to make an incursion into the space. But if it is a question of opportunities, they are massive. Banking stocks have been, significantly moderated in prices. I don't recall in the last 2 years we have seen this kind of prices. Go to the industrial space, basically the same scenario is telling. It's across sectors. So I think the size of your pocket certainly will determine where and to what extent you participate in today's market.
All right, Mr. Andesaku, thank you so much for your thoughts on that. We know that traders will also be reacting to the MTN IPO that the company is now saying, although it is still what they are considering, but then the $10 billion fine, $8 billion and a couple of other components of that fine now is disturbing and it's been deemed as awkward. We hope that someday, one day, something will happen from MTN. I mean, I know a whole lot of investors who are really interested in buying the MTN shares. Thank you so much for your time again. And that's the show for today. I'm Temple Ashaju. Follow us on Twitter and let's continue the conversation. See you next time. Bye for now.